Welcome back to the channel here, Bought It Broken. This video is going to be about replacing the oil filter housing gasket against the engine block. It's leaking oil there and it's coming down in between the transmission and the engine. So that's today's video. We're going to be taking off the shield, taking out the manifold, going underneath, undoing the manifold to get access to it. So hopefully we don't have to move anything in the front here out, like this front radiator support. This is looking like this from my last video from doing the front crank seal. So I had to get access to get access to this tensioner here. I had to remove this, what do they call it here? Sorry, the hood lock support. Anyways, thanks for joining me for this video, and hopefully you'll learn something from it, and we're gonna get at her. Okay, I got my trusty cardboard here that I lay on. Keeps me a little bit cleaner. We're gonna go underneath the car here and just take a look at what we gotta do to get access to this oil filter housing seal. So we're gonna have to take this guy off the O2 sensor connector. Now what else do we gotta do here? Yeah, okay, so we can see the oil leak there. Yeah, I believe that's coming from the oil filter housing. If I just kind of, which is right there, I believe the oil leak is coming from there. So we kind of have to take that off. Right? I don't know if it was previously done. I'm going to make the assumption that it isn't done. Just this is a known area for oil leaks. What it entails to do here is we've got to drain the coolant, because that gasket in there also seals off the coolant. I believe maybe coolant goes to that oil filter housing. Maybe it acts as an oil cooler. I don't know. Can't confirm this. We'll have to move this exhaust manifold just to get access just to one bolt, so we can take the housing off. So stay tuned. This is what we got to work with. All right. We're going to start by taking this shield off here. This damn thing keeps falling. And we'll move this out of the way. And we'll just take it right out. So these look like 10 mils. 3 of them are 10. I got another one here, here, and here. That'll get me to the top half. My oxygen sensor connector here. I took this loom off. It was soaked in oil when I did the repair on this, the oil leak on this. I had to do it twice actually because it was still leaking. So hopefully this second time around I'll fix it. But I had to really clean this and degrease this. It was basically going down the harness and then coming through this tape and then basically flooding this connector with oil. So all right. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the product I'll be using, the O-ring or the gasket. It's a big round one. That's for the oil filter cap, and then this multi-shaped one is for the housing in between the engine block and the oil filter housing. Take these bolts off here, here, and there next. 10 mil gear wrench, swivel head. So the goal with this car, I want to drive it, enjoy it a bit, put some mileage on it, and eventually sell it. It's a good car. I got it for a pretty good price. I'm still having issues with the DME engine computer. Haven't resolved those issues yet. So I mean, literally, it starts, it runs, but it's in limp mode. So having throttle issues. So I've been going through different DMEs. I've been buying them on eBay and getting them cloned from my original. But I'm finding that these used DMEs that I'm buying off eBay, they come in with their own problems. The first one that I bought, cloned it, plugged it in, everything works, but the Valvetronic system wasn't working. So I returned it, got a second used DME from eBay, cloned it, everything works, fires up. Now that one won't recognize the throttle pedal, the accelerator pedal input. So I quickly installed the original DME, which I still have, and accelerator pedal input is recognized, but my throttle body outputs aren't working. That's the original problem with the original DME. The throttle body outputs, the sweep doesn't work, can't do it. It says internal issue with the DME. So I kind of put that on hold right now. I'm going to focus on the stuff that I can fix and then come back and regroup. Anyway, so we got it off here. So it's rather easy. I mean, I got exposure to the bolts. I'm bringing this down here so you can see. Yeah, so with that shield off, you can see we got pretty good exposure here now. I'm just going to take off this shield. And then I'll have to take off the upstream O2 sensor, which is this wire right here, and go from there. So it does look like this is a fairly new exhaust gasket, unless it's just that way from factory. But it's hard to tell. I know someone's been in here before, so just play it by ear. Okay. So I've taken the shield off. Got it right here on the floor here. I'm bringing it up here. So this is the shield here. O2 sensor goes in here. That's the inside there. It basically goes and fully covers that catalytic converter, which is this guy down here. That's where your upstream O2 sensor goes. So that's all I've done so far, is just taken basically the shielding off. Let me get my flashlight here. Okay, so that's the housing. Let me put this light somewhere here. And oh shit. Okay, so this whole assembly here is what I'm taking off the oil filter housing. As you can see, it's leaking just below it. There's a gasket there. The reason I gotta take the exhaust off, there's a bolt hidden in there. This is awesome. This is top quality filling here. There we go. That's as good as they're gonna get. Let's see if we can zoom in here. There you go. You can see that little bolt there, the head of that bolt. I gotta get that off. And that's behind the shielding, which also acts as the exhaust manifold gasket. Anyways, my next step is I'm gonna take the lower O2 sensor off and then see if I can gently negotiate the rusty exhaust clamp underneath. Okay, we're underneath. So that's the other O2 sensor downstream. I could probably actually leave that in. It's just this guy. This guy. It's rusty. Looks like it's been there since day one. That's the guy I got to fight with. Well, let's see here. What do we got? What do we got for tools? Okay. Now, all I did was put some penetrating oil on it. So I'm hoping that's enough. I'm hoping that's enough. No, I'm not too optimistic that it will be. Well, let's give it a try. So I got a 16. And we'll do it. Let's see. Ooh. I don't think so. Nope. Ooh. I don't think so. I'm trying to put some heat on her. See how that goes with my funny torch. Ooh. I'll put a little heat, see if this does anything. You know, it's not an acetylene torch, just propane, but we'll put some heat. We'll play around here. We'll see what we can get. Whoa. Let's get this guy over here. I'll have to buy a new clamp. But I'm trying to avoid cutting this one off. I want to see if I can get it off with some heat here. Let's see what that does. I'm not optimistic, but let's try. Oh, we got something. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean those rusty threads off with a wire brush. Okay, sorry about that delay. Well, I'm cleaning this off so the threads don't bind up. Let's try that. Yeah, maybe we'll put a little bit of persuasion on it. And a bit of liquid persuasion. Oof, stinks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just back and forth. They'll slowly come. I can use an impact, but this is not bad either. There's no rush. There we go. Yes, I just used propane. That's it. You can buy it in any hardware store. Right, clean the threads, get the rust off. And then, you know, look at, she's coming. So who knows, maybe we can reuse this clamp. We'll see. Probably won't. There we go. So I'm hoping that when I undo the top manifold bolt, that I guess I'll just drop to the bottom here. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, we're on the top side now. I'm just gonna take these manifold bolts off. So do my best to give you quality production here. Yeah, I'm gonna spray a little bit of penetrant on them. Just on the threads. Not interested in too much. Don't want this stuff to smoke. So we'll see here. One more. Right down there. What size is this? Probably, I'm guessing a 12. No, a 10. Is it a 10? Oh, that one's bigger than 11. Okay. Okay, that's going to be a 12. At least lower ones, over 13. Isn't that interesting? Gotta remember not to breathe heavy with this new mic I have. It records my heavy breathing. So I apologize if you're exposed to that. I guess I can use my ratchet now to get some of these smaller guys out. So I gotta remember that all the bigger nuts are at the bottom. There goes the flashlight. All right. What do we got here? One more big guy. Okay. Almost there. I got 2 left. Let me get my camera here. It's kind of moved up on you. So, okay, there we go. That one. And last one, I think. Yep. Oop, don't want to lose it. Okay, last one's out. So I got all these bolts out. Will she come out loose? I think I got them. Oh, no, one more left. Anyways, I won't bore you with taking it out. Next time I get back to you, hopefully all this will be removed. Oil filter housing is ready to remove. I'm going to take those 3 bolts off down there. I drain the coolant into my kid's sandbox bucket. Perfect size actually for it. Put it on the bench here. Okay, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put a little bit of a drip pan underneath. Catch whatever spills when I undo it from the block. And then we'll clean it up. Okay, I'm going to take these bolts off. Take it out. And see what's happening. Kind of looks like an 8mm socket. We'll find out here pretty quick. 8mm it is. 8mm short one I don't have. That's kind of heavy. That's moved out of the way now. Yeah, so we're going to place the gasket here. And hopefully that will stop my leak. Feels like the bolts have been on for a while, so maybe it's still original seal. Hopefully. We'll see. I'm hoping I can get this Mini running. It'd be nice to drive. They are fun to drive and they are working. They're not too bad to work on either. To be honest, that crank took me maybe less than 40 minutes. Even to get this exhaust manifold off was pretty straightforward and easy compared to stuff I worked on before. But, you know, that being said, I'm not under any pressure. It's not a customer vehicle. It's just my own. It's my own junk. Okay, I don't know if there's a fourth bolt here. Oh, there is a fourth bolt underneath here. Let's see. It's tight. Might have to just use a wrench. Okay, so I got all 4 bolts loose. I got coolant coming out top here, so there is a coolant passage that goes through this housing, so you do have to drain the coolant out. You don't lose too much coolant, maybe half a liter from this point. So no oil is leaking at the moment. I guess I could use my ratchet here. I keep forgetting I got this guy. I just bought it. 2. Oops, 3. 4. That's her. That ring actually doesn't look that bad. Okay, I'll take it on the bench, take a look at it. Okay, so here's a shot of the housing removed. You know, I'm not 100% sure if it was leaking at this time, but it has been leaking in the past. Top passage is coolant, bottom one is oil. Here's a part on the bench. I mean, it is a little oily down here past the O-ring here, but who knows if that happened as soon as I unbolted it. O-ring feels good. Good protrusion. Sticking past the metal. Raised above the metal. It is soft, so it isn't that old. So I'm gonna wash up, I'm gonna replace it, clean the block, throw it all back together. Okay, I got it out. Obviously, like in the last shot there, I did some cleanup. I just put some rags in there to keep that oil, to keep the coolant from draining and going into the oil gallery. I gotta get some better cleaning brushes here. I want to brush up real nice with some degreaser and then spray it down. Clean the surfaces off. And, you know, clean the surfaces from the exhaust manifold here. So this oil here, number 3, or is it number 2? Yeah, see that oily exhaust port? It's from a valve stem seal on the exhaust. So I stuck my borescope camera in there, took a look. You can see right at the top where the valve stem enters the valve train area. That's leaking there. So apparently it's common on these guys. Anyways, that's where we're at with this. When I have it all back together, I might take a shot, show you guys. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Well, there she is, all installed. I got a new filter in here, new O-ring. It's all good to go. I'm currently just draining the oil out into the pan. I'm going to be doing a oil pan reseal. I believe it's leaking. So that's gonna be the next video. When I was down there underneath, this portion fell off. I know this car, you know, 3 steps forward, 2 steps backwards. Anyways, so I'll have to figure out how to fix this. I don't have a welder here, and the car is not mobile, obviously. So I guess that's the way she goes. I'll show you where it kind of fell off. Right there. Anyways, I'll figure something out. So I'm gonna take the oil pan off next, reseal it, and then I'm gonna do a transmission pan. I gotta fix that nice curb rash there. Drain the oil in the pan, new filter, new gasket, fix that dent, repaint the pan. You know, try to get it back in the road here. Anyways, stay tuned. Remember, like and subscribe if you like this stuff. I'll do my best to keep this stuff going. I appreciate those that are watching it. You guys have yourself a good one.